I'm staring at the door, my heart racing, as I hear the sound of my parents' car pulling up outside, my escape from the toxic relationship that has consumed my life for the past 3.5 years finally within reach. I met him on a gay dating app just a month after I graduated from high school, flattered by the attention from a 26-year-old man who was starting his teaching career. I was 18, fresh out of high school, and still navigating my newfound freedom. We started messaging, and I was drawn to his charisma and confidence. He was working with high school and college-aged kids, running an organization that focused on their development, and I was impressed by his passion and dedication. We met up for dinner, and he regaled me with stories of his experiences, his interests, and his goals. I was captivated by his energy, and we decided to meet up again. As we spent more time together, I started to feel a sense of comfort and security with him. He was older, more experienced, and seemed to know exactly what he wanted. I, on the other hand, was still figuring out my life, my identity, and my place in the world. He took me under his wing, introducing me to new experiences, new people, and new ideas. I was swept up in the excitement of it all, and before I knew it, I was spending all my free time with him. He asked me to be his boyfriend, and despite my initial reservations, I said yes. I thought it wouldn't last forever, that it was just a phase, but I was wrong. He love-bombed me, showering me with attention, affection, and gifts. He took me on trips, bought me food, and showed me off to his friends and colleagues. I felt like I was on top of the world, like I had found my soulmate. But beneath the surface, things were starting to unravel. He became increasingly possessive, demanding to know every detail of my life, my thoughts, and my feelings. He would show up at my college, unannounced, and expect me to drop everything to spend time with him. He would get angry if I didn't respond to his messages immediately, if I didn't wear the clothes he liked, or if I didn't eat the food he cooked. I started to feel trapped, suffocated by his constant demands and expectations. One night, we had a huge fight, and I realized I had to get out. I snuck out of his apartment, drove to my parents' house, and broke down in tears. I told them everything, and they were shocked, horrified by the way he had been treating me. They took me in, gave me a safe place to stay, and helped me start to rebuild my life. But he wasn't ready to let me go. He showed up at my parents' house, charming and charismatic, trying to convince me to come back to him. He promised to change, to be better, to love me more. But I knew it was all a lie. I started to secretly pack my things, hiding boxes in the apartment, and sneaking them out to my car. I was planning my escape, my freedom. But he was onto me, trying to twist my arm into signing a new lease, trying to keep me trapped. The arguments escalated, the yelling matches became more frequent, and I knew I had to get out before it was too late. I told him I wanted to leave, that I was done, and he exploded. The neighborhood could hear us, the argument was so loud. I walked out, got in my car, and called my dad. My parents came to pick me up, and I finally felt safe. But even as I was leaving, he was trying to manipulate me, to control me. He asked my parents to step outside, so he could talk to me privately, and I knew it was a trick. He tried to convince me to send my parents away, to come back to him, but I stood firm. My parents took me to their house, and I broke down, finally free from the toxic relationship that had consumed my life. It's been years since I escaped, and I'm still rebuilding my life. I'm still healing from the wounds he inflicted, still learning to trust myself, to love myself. I've realized that I was groomed, manipulated, and controlled by someone who was supposed to care for me. I've learned to recognize the signs, to see the red flags, and to run from anyone who tries to take away my freedom, my autonomy, my sense of self. The last thing I heard is that he's back to teaching at a high school, and it fills me with a sense of dread, a sense of fear for the students who are in his care. I hope they're safe, I hope they're protected, and I hope they never have to go through what I went through. Were the people around me right to not intervene more directly, or should they have done more to help me escape the situation sooner?
If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Drop your verdict in the comments below, subscribe for new stories every single day, and hit the notification bell so you never miss one.